Hello, world. This is Tommy Hagewood coming to you from Leesburg, Florida, the lakefront city and Lake County in the Sunshine State. It's 87 degrees with scattered thunderstorms in our forecast. This is Tuesday, August the 18th, 2020. Hope you're having a wonderful day. You're liable to hear them anywhere, anytime. Bad four-letter words. It's sad that our culture has become so coarse over the years. Sadder still is to hear them from children who are merely repeating the filth they have learned from their parents. Sadder still is hearing them from some who claim to be Christians, who, unlike children, have no excuse. I recall once years ago when we were on vacation in Texas and visited a church on a Wednesday night. The Bible class teacher, whom I'd never met, spoke up and said he was still a little rattled from a meeting he was in at his work. The man who spoke kept using curse words, but he stopped his talk to say that he was a religious man. He said, "I am a member of the Church of Christ." The Bible class teacher went on to say that he would have left the meeting sooner, but he couldn't because the foul-mouthed speaker was blocking the doorway. And we wonder why we have trouble converting people to Christ. In short, I want to emphasize in this lesson some good four-letter words that should be a test for every other word that we speak. First, is the word I'm about to speak true? Note Paul's admonition to the Ephesian church in Ephesians 4:25. Therefore put away lying, let each one of you speak truth with his neighbor, for you are members of one another. Keep in mind, Paul is writing to Christians. Christians need this admonition about as much as anyone because they're liable to speak gossip and false conclusions as anyone, and Christians need to be known for their honesty. Second, is the word I'm about to speak pure? Note again Paul's continued admonition in Ephesians 4:29. Let no corrupt word proceed out of your mouth, but what is good for necessary edification, that it may impart grace to the hearers. Our words need to be measured before we speak them. They need to build up, to edify, and not to tear down. I wonder at times how many fewer words would be spoken if people would only think before they spoke and say only words that are pure. James gives us the following admonition in James 1:19 and 20. Know this, my beloved brothers, that every person be quick to hear, slow to speak, slow to anger, for the anger of man does not produce the righteousness of God. It has been said that God gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth, suggesting we should listen twice as much as we speak. This world would be a better place if everyone would only take the time to measure his words and make sure they are pure rather than the vile language we often hear them spew out. Third, we need to measure our words and ask, are the words we're speaking kind? Note again Paul's admonition in Ephesians 4:31 and 32. Let all bitterness and wrath and anger and clamor and slander be put away from you, along with all malice. Be kind to one another, tender-hearted, forgiving one another, as God in Christ forgave you. There's no place in the Christ-centered heart for unkind words. Fourth, we need to ask, are these words that I'm about to speak motivated by love? This four-letter word seems to comprehend all the rest of them. When we have love, which is undefeatable goodwill toward others, we're going to speak only words that are true, that are pure, that are kind. This should be the goal of everyone in Christ who grows to spiritual maturity, to speak the truth in love, according to Ephesians 4 and verse 15. As Christians, we sometimes miss the mark and say words that are untrue, impure, unkind, and unloving. We sin when we do because it's contrary to God's will that we speak in this matter. But there's a big difference in a faithful child of God and a child of the devil. Whereas the child of the devil is dead in sin, the child of God is dead to sin. In short, the Christian does not practice sin, but the child of God lives in sin. The child of God repents and tries to do better, but the child of the devil repeats his misdeeds repeatedly. John makes this distinction in 1 John 3 and verse 10 when he says, "But it is evident that who are the children of God and who are the children of the devil. Whoever does not practice righteousness is not of God, nor is one who does not love his brother." Just how important is it that we speak words that are true, pure, kind, and loving? Note the Lord's admonition in Matthew 12:34 through 37. You brood of vipers, how can you speak good when you're evil? For out of the abundance of the heart the mouth speaks. The good person out of the good treasure brings forth good, and the evil person out of the evil treasure brings forth evil. I tell you, on the day of judgment, people will give an account for every careless word they speak. For by your words you will be justified, and by your words you will be condemned. Remember to search the Scriptures honestly, serve the Lord sincerely, and share the gospel message with others with joy. It's a message that's too good to keep. Until next time, this is Tommy Hagewood wishing for you a very pleasant good day.